All right, we got our theme colors, our font sizes, our page set up and configured to be a landing page. And so now let's go ahead and start the build. If you look at the main site, we have 10 sections. And so the easiest way for me to do this would be to add 10 different sections. 1, I'm just going to add all 10 and then we'll fill in the blanks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oops, I had these in here earlier. I'm going to go ahead and delete those. So now we have our 10 sections. And so we don't get lost in what section is what, I'm going to go ahead and name those. This is going to be our header. This is going to be the hero section. This is going to be the About Paul section. This is going to be Paul's work section. This is going to be the projects section, books section, let's work together section, get in touch section. This will be the footer. Family of brands section. Oops, and I had one extra in there. I only needed 10, and I made 11. So we have our 10 sections, and now it's time to build them one at a time. Let's go ahead and hit update. And because we already have our theme colors selected, let's go ahead and click this settings icon on the bottom left. Click on style. This is for the whole page. Click on the classic icon and now select the color. Again, we could change it by doing this color wheel, but because we already have our global settings, click on the one I custom created called background color. And now our background is in place. And if I want to give myself a better visual, I do know that the Get in Touch section has a different background. And so I can select that over here and then go to the background. Same thing, click classic, click on a global color and select form background color. That just helps me visually as I'm building the site along. So again, the header menu items are all anchored to different places of the website. So let's go ahead and set up our anchors right off the bat. So if you come over to the Elementor menu, if this is selected, just select these dots here. And now you will see all the different widgets. You can search for the widget that you want. Or in this case, we know what we're looking for, so we can just type in anchor. And there is our menu anchor. So we can just drag that in. And let's just go ahead and do that. Everyone speeds up the process if you do everything simultaneously. If you really want to speed up the time, you can just right click that, hit copy, go inside of each column, right click the plus and hit paste. Right click the plus and hit paste. And we can do that all the way down. Now let's go ahead and name the anchors for each one of our sections. Oops, I actually didn't need it in the header. That was my bad. Let's go ahead and delete that out of the header section. But now we can go ahead and name our anchors. We're going to call this home. The next section down is about Paul. So we will name that one About. I'm going to pause here real quick to say that the rest of these steps are all very repetitive. If you feel like you can name all the anchors without watching me do each individual one, feel free to cut and paste each anchor title that are listed in the text box below. Otherwise, continue watching the video and step through each anchor along with me. Then the next section down is the work section. So you guessed it, we'll name it work. And the next section, by the way, if you get lost on where you are, if you look over here, you can see the name of each section that you're in. So for example, if I click this, you can see that I'm on the menu anchor underneath of the projects section. Of course, we're going to name this projects. On down to the next, we're in the books section. So let's go ahead and name that books. Go on down to the next section. We're in Let's Work Together. So we're going to name that Let's Work Together. And note, you do not put any spaces in a menu ID anchor. No spaces allowed. And so next is going to be our Get in Touch contact form. We can just name that contact. Next is going to be the footer, which actually the footer and family of brands do not get anchors. So I'm going to go ahead and delete those. Let's go ahead and save our changes. So next we'll go ahead and tackle this header section.